What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat, and we are here at the Nerd Castle today playing the next episode of Decavir's Craft the World. I hope you've been enjoying the series, and in today's episode, I haven't really decided what I want to do, to be honest. School's almost back in, I'm sort of feeling a little bit lazy, and so I'm dragging on the content that I want to produce. But in this case, I think we'd like to continue exploring down this way. We've got a rather nice cave system that's running off down here to the bottom left. I suppose the southwest, if you wanted to view things from a top-down perspective. Kind of, I don't know. Can you do that in a 2D environment? I'm confusing myself already. Orientation lost! Impact positions. Head between the legs, kiss ass goodbye. You guys know how it goes. We've got this all taken care of down here. It doesn't look like there's any other exit to this little cavern, which is one that... It looks like there's a face in there. If you look at the block, it looks like... I just noticed that. I got all silent. It looks like there's a face hidden right there in the blocks. It's like, it looks kind of like Grimm from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. But anyways, I watch a lot of cartoons. Have I ever mentioned that? I really, really like cartoons. And it's not just a function of the fact that I used to be like ultra mega stoner, but I just like cartoons in general. I like animation. So anyways, I guess in lieu of anything oh god, what has happened right here? It appears as though we have a hole. Let us fill it, because that's how we roll at the Nerd Castle. If there's a hole, you better believe we're gonna try and plug it. There we are. Oh, we also need more food. What is going on down here? And it looks like that banner... What? So I guess the rails fell through the floor and crushed our table that had all of our food on it. Now, did we recollect the table? That's a really odd circumstance. I wasn't aware that that could happen. Let's look at and see. Okay, the wooden table is still there. We've got two of them, so I suppose we'll place them back on the floor so that we can get our food restacked up. We've got a bunch of salads ready to go. We'll kind of put those in there. Stacking meat and greens side by side as though they were friends, when in fact they are not. Salad and steak, they don't really like each other. I've had them together at a party once or twice. A dinner party. Hey! But anyways, I've had them together and they don't get along very well. I had to recover right there. Bad jokes is bad jokes, my friends. Let's continue putting down steaks. I guess I could segment these a little bit easier by sort of just putting only salads on one table and only steak on the other. But anyways, let's have a look around. We need to complete from our crafting menu. So let's see what we've got. We've got a cabinet with glass doors, and I believe we crafted ourselves some more glass at some point, so let's put those back in place. No, God, I hate that so much. I wish I could double click from right there to make that happen the way I wanted it to. But what that really does is it closes down what you wanted to work on. There we go. So we'll drag that over. We'll click a couple times over here to get a couple of freebie planks. We'll put some nails in and a little bit of glass, because everything looks classier when it's glassier. We'll also go down there, except for crying. If your eyes look glassy, I don't think that makes you look classier. It may make you look a mess in certain social situations. We'll try and avoid it. Now that we've got that in place, it's going to need to be crafted. What other recipes do we have here? I don't see anything, but it also wanted us to place some comfortable beds, so I'm going to do that before I forget to do it. We have a quest to complete there. So maybe we'll stack them. We could turn this into an expansion of our bedroom, but we would have to clear out a lot of that stuff right there. Maybe think about mining out some of that. No, let's not do that. Let's just fill it with dirt. Dirt? Where are you, dirt? There you are. Take you from there, and we'll drop some dirt back into place. And I've got to get rid of the mushrooms first. We've got to tell our dwarves to consume the mushrooms, which I think may disrupt their productivity for the next little bit, but in any case, they've got to go. Hopefully they'll store them and not consume them, because we don't need people walking around talking about the bright colors for the next little bit. I'm also going to murder that sheep, because he's got a long Squidward-looking face, and it makes me upset. That is a really, really dour-looking sheep. Absolutely. He looks like he would just be a total Buzz Killington at any given time, so he's got to go. Once those are all down there, we'll start putting in some torches, like maybe one there and one over there. We've taken out all the back walls, though, too, so maybe place some back walls just to say that we did, so that we're not feeling deficient with regards to our structural reinforcement of the back area. Over here, I'm still trying to keep an eye out for any caverns that we could... Oh, we need to go over there. Let's get this going. So I'd like to hollow out a passage over here. Those little squiggles, I believe, are a mithril, and so we're going to try and stack that up for the future, because eventually we're going to get far enough down the crafting tree to where we're going to want to make badass gear that makes adventurers lust after our goods. I don't think adventurers show up in this game, but I'm just saying that because adventurers have this weird tendency to lust after mithril. I don't know why. Let's see. We've also got a yataghan. What does that do? It does 17 damage, a dangerous weapon in the right hands. Well, maybe we will give the yataghan to somebody then. Let's go find somebody to give the yataghan to. I like saying yataghan, yataghan, yataghan. All right, we'll give it to our swords. Is it better than that, though? 17 versus 15. It's absolutely better, so we'll hand that down the line to Bomber. Or Bomber, if you wanted to pronounce his middle-placed consonant. Everybody else, I think, has everything that I'd want them to have. I wish I could sell off some of the excess gear because we do seem to have way too much. We've got a surplus going on right now. I'm going to fill in the rest of these walls, too, because they're ugly looking, and it makes me sad and upset. Once all of those walls have been placed, let me speed up time a tad here because I feel like we're not getting enough work done for the confines of this episode. I hate it when I play construction games and I don't get anything done for you guys. Nothing has regrown as of yet, so our physical resources or the outside natural resources that we can crop into our strategy are unfortunately not existent. We've got a couple of trees left, but the remainder, not really sprouting in. And as I say that, here at the Nerd Castle, the universe likes to take stock in making me look stupid, and so that tree decided to grow right when I said that. I would annihilate him for his, well, for his disrespect, but I'm going to leave him there. I'm feeling friendly to the tree folk right now, and the last thing we need is half-naked dryads showing up. Or maybe that is the one thing we need. Who knows? We could either not, or we may need or we may not need that to happen, depending on who you are. I've noticed some of my dwarves are going blind, so maybe some half-naked druids would help out here. I don't know. Once we get all that there, I really want to place some beds, but they're not working very quickly. So, alas, woe is me. We'll put that there. We'll have the cabinet, and we'll put the cabinet down here somewhere too. Maybe, can it fit right there? No. Ah, we can place it right there at the end of the hallway. I don't like the way that mirror looks, so I'm going to remove it. It's got a... For some reason, I guess I wish it sort of had stands on the bottom so that it would look like it's a freestanding object. For now, it gives the appearance that it might be constructed with the intent of being suspended, and unfortunately, I don't have a spot to suspend it as of yet. Down here, what do we have going on? I think they're hauling the dirt maybe from this little expedition here. Let's continue mining that out, and then also making a little structural staircase, possibly, to get at that, although I don't know if that's going to happen. We've got new tasks lined up. I'm going to continue trying to accumulate XP, because why not? We're always going to need more dwarfs. Wow, that's a really big vein right there. Which, nope, not even going to take the conversation in that direction. Nope, not going to do it. And I do realize that by pointing that out, I've sort of dodged the bullet tag, just like Matrix Neo style, because I forced you to think of the joke then, which keeps it off my conscience, so whatever. Whatever. They're going to mine this out, and we're going to try and get at that vein right there. We may also look and see if this connects in any fashion. It doesn't look like it does. There's a fuzzy bugger hiding down there in the darkness, waiting for us to slip up. But we're not going to slip. We never get caught slipping here in the Nerd Castle. Well, we kind of do sometimes. But it's alright. We try to avoid it. I don't think I'm going to be able to make the ladder, or I wanted to make a ladder out of dirt that they could just climb up to save me the trouble of having to dig downwards. But let's just put in some beds. So we'll put in, dwarves will only sleep inside of a shelter. Okay, so where is our shelter breaking off from right here? Let me have a look and see where the confines of our housing situation end. It looks like they go out to here, so I guess I'll place a bed there and maybe a bed right there. No, it won't let me place the comfort bed. Well, we only need to place one in order to complete the quest. It might be interesting to make a little loft right here, where I could place a couple more. Or at least a bed and something else. Sort of looking at the way the walls are configured, if I go down to right here, I can make a little hayloft type deal, where I could maybe put in another bed. I've constructed the comfort bed. Why am I not getting the quest completion? Maybe it completed and I just didn't get the pop in. Nope, there it is right there. Build a comfort bed. Oh, we've got to craft it too. It doesn't say that part. These are the ones that we looted from the Beholder's Cave down here in a previous episode, if you remember. We went to his house and we stole his bed. How angry do you have to be with somebody to steal their bed? Not even allow them restful sleep. Let's continue working on all of those. And once they've dug themselves into that pit, I'll decide how I want to access all this. I guess I could make just a little access ladder right here, which would then go off to the right, and I think that's going to give me, well, maybe not. That's going to have to go down pretty deep in order for that to work. Let's get going with the crafting of a few more ladders, which I believe we can do through here. We need 2 wood to get that done. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of wood left. There goes the last of it. Ladders are useful, so I guess that's going to be the last thing we apply ourselves to. We're going to have to wait for the remainder of the trees to regrow before we can do anything else. We have a nice crop coming in right there. Nothing at the top of the mountain. I do regret the fact that we can't make stone ladders or stone stairs or anything. Maybe we can, and I just haven't gotten to them yet, but Okay, so we've got silver in the front right there. We've got a few more freebie beds down on the bottom. Let's schedule an invasion over here. I'm going to drop a portal right there. And let's jump in and fight with him. Because he's one of those nasty little hangnails that we've never just completely gotten rid of. We should look around the remainder of this basement area. Remove some of these beds. Remove the stone. Yeah, we've got a kitchen stove over there. Absolutely, we'll take it. We've also got that needle. I don't know what that is, but we'll get rid of the kitchen stove. We'll also take the simple bed. Oh, there's another one down here. Let's flag him up then. Because surely one dwarf can't handle him, especially in his leather-clad glory. He's ready for the Baikel rally, but not quite ready for the Beholder battle. And now that they've shankety-shank stabbed him to death, she'll pick up the remainder of their chairs, their tables. I should also rip out some of these ladders to make use of later, so let's remove those. And I am going to have to babysit this project a tiny bit. There's some gold down there in the bottom, and once we get rid of these ladders, what I'll do is I'll knock out this floor. We'll kill that fuzzy bugger off for some extra needles, too. There we go. So this is going to be our project for the day. I think I'm going to try and wheedle my way through here. Once we finish this off, we'll kill this beholder. We'll try and grab all of this gold. And until we get further down the tech tree, there's not a whole lot for us to work at. There is a spell that's going to tell us how to beat the level, and you can see here the color. It's sort of getting like a clay-like look. Things are changing. But as we go through the layers, I haven't seen any indicator that the level might be ending. We haven't hit bedrock or anything of that nature. In fact, I'm not even sure if the bedrock exists. What is this package going to be? A canary. I don't know if that's a decorative item or if it actually serves some purpose for watching out for cave-ins or something like that. The canary used to die, and if you don't know the history behind that, they used to use the canary to test for a couple things. First of all, the canary would start to chirp. I live in a mining territory, and plus I'm a geologist, so I feel the need to explain this. The canary would chirp if there was a cave-in coming because they could sense the rumblings. You get the same thing with dogs and earthquakes. Cats and the same thing, they'll take cover when they think an earthquake is coming because they can hear it off in the distance, whereas humans, we don't hear those low-lying frequencies. The alternate story there is that they also died. The canary would fall over dead if there was too much methane, or methane as my overseas friends like to say it. If there was methane in the chamber that would be killing everybody off. Humans, we can't smell the methane, or it might smell a little bit farty, but by the time you realize it's too late and you black out, the canary would die from much lower amounts of methane, and so it was sort of a literal dead man switch or a dead bird switch to figure out if the cave was being flushed with nasty gases that might kill you off. PETA approved nay, but in the olden days, I suppose, they can be, I don't know, I'm not going to say it can be excused, but we don't judge them as harshly as we might by somebody that did the same thing today. Plus, we've got methane meters, so there's that. I've always been sort of on the fence about whether you can judge people in past eras about the things they did, because on one hand, in many cases, the ethical foundations for which we would judge them hadn't been invented at the time, so they were kind of just acting in ignorance of something that didn't even exist, yet at the same time, you feel the need to extol the virtues that we hold so dear today. So it's kind of one of those confusing situations where you don't really know what stance to stand on. You really don't know what footing to take, because both have their merits, I guess. I suppose that I would go with the latter if I was trying to be socially acceptable. We've got another invasion coming in. Let's get off of our soapbox here for a moment to deal with zombies. We shall slaughter them. That one's got kind of a fashionable hairdo. He's got sort of a One Direction thing going on. The pig, I thought the pig was going to fight for us. He was pawing the ground. I wasn't sure if he was ready to go yet. This invasion might get a little hairy. Well, I guess hairy is the last thing it would be, considering what we're fighting are zombies. And skeletons, the latter by far do not have any hair. Over here we are taking a little bit of damage. Hopefully they don't... God, people are retreating so early. I wish they retreated a little bit later. Where have my bowmen gone? And also, do I have people trapped down in this tunnel? It doesn't look like I do. I think everybody managed to get out. We do have a bowman that can stand inside the doorway. And this invasion is looking to tax our military force a little bit. Luckily, our bowman can fire through the door whether it's open or not, which means that he should be able to kite the enemy out and defeat them well beforehand. The battle is now over. Let's go back to our dwarf menu, and we're going to send everybody to rest that's wounded. What this will also do is it'll allow us to assign beds to everybody that doesn't have one, because as you notice, there's not any goods next to some of the beds, which means that some of them may not even be in use. I'm going to send everybody to rest for now, and we'll just have a communal nap time to make sure that everybody is healed up to max before we go on with any of our further endeavors. We're sitting at about 15 minutes for the episode right now, and let's come up with a plan for what we want to work on. I would like to check on how much gold I have to see if it's going to be possible to maybe buy some more wood. Our gold coin supply is at 17, which is not very good. I wish we could trade or do some kind of swap. You know, trade you 2 chickens and a mule for a gold coin or something of that nature, but unfortunately we don't seem to have gotten the barter system in, aside from, you know, sanctioned currency. I don't know who decided to stamp that out, but I guess we don't have kind of a Craigslist system in order. Everybody's now sleeping. Do a head count. It looks like I've got 6 that are all crapped out at the moment. Which is weird considering, let me pan through. He's still doing nothing. I'm going to tell him to go to sleep because I want him fully healed. He also needs to go get some rest, so I don't know why he hasn't done so. I'm almost positive that I told everybody to take a nap in there. That'll buy us a little bit of time while I pan. Haha, burn, zombie. Burn in fire. Or death in fire, as a Monomarth would say. Monomarth used to be one of my favorite bands, although I haven't followed their discography in quite some time. It looks like we don't have enough light in here. You guys told me that it was light that caused all these to grow. I'm not going to point out the natural paradox that we have here, where all these plants are growing in lieu of light, because we don't have any photosynthesis going on, but whatever. I don't question it. Let's just put some torches in so these things don't grow. We've got kind of the opposite system occurring where light kills these things off or keeps them from growing. Let's drop another torch in place. Torch? Ah, we need to put in a miner's lamp, which I think we have one anyways. Maybe we'll think about doing that, although it doesn't match everything else in our locality. Or maybe I haven't crafted a miner's lamp yet. Let's do that, and we'll put that in place. Let's go over here, and let's find it in our menu. It's probably in our furniture menu somewhere. We've got a bookshelf. Where are you, miner's lantern? Interesting. Maybe I haven't even... It should be in there somewhere, but let me find it on this list since I can't seem to find it. I know you guys are probably shouting right now like, it's right there! It's on the left! But I didn't see it, which causes me some concern. Oh, there it is. A lighting stand, maybe? I suppose we'll work from this end. Since we've already deployed a comfort bed, we need to craft. We don't have any wood. Sigh. That's the first time this colony's ever had that problem. I suppose... Well, I've got a situation where I've got to wait on things, so let's find something that doesn't require wood to craft. My guess is that maybe the lighting stand we can get away with. There's the miner's lamp. It's in... whatever tab this is. I must have missed it. We'll place that in just a moment. Let's make ourselves a lighting stand. And we need raw iron for that. A little bit of the oil, which is a refined product. We got a couple of them left, so we may have to craft a few more. And that is weird. Maybe that happened because I've reduced the resolution. Oh, we've already made them. Okay, well, never mind. That was just a big mess then where I didn't know what I was talking about for a few brief moments. Oh, it sits on the ground. Okay, well, we'll remove those, and then we'll get rid of the crystals. And then we should place this on the floor, I guess. Although we might get away with placing a few out here. Just to make sure that our dwarves can see properly. Where is that tunnel that I was digging in the last episode? I know I was digging downwards from somewhere. There it is. Let's place one on the floor right there. Oh, we ran out. Well, never mind then. I didn't want to place one anyways. Maybe cancel that one then and place it right here. There we are. And down it goes. So we've got ourselves a couple more things done. We need to wait until these trees are a tad of a bit taller because we don't want to cut them down in their youth. You don't get quite as much wood out of them if you do that. Maybe handle these trees over here? Yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. We'll also gather the water while we're here because I always feel like I'm low on water. Well, we'll cut the tree first. Should probably get rid of some of these berry bushes that are taking over the ecosystem as well, because each one of these berry bushes that's growing is a place that a tree can't grow. So let's go ahead and annihilate those. We'll do a little bit of natural destruction here for a moment. We've got some more trees on this side. Let's queue those up for some battery. And I have placed that in error, unfortunately. And we'll see if we can't get all of those chopped before this episode comes to an end. Or at the minimum before nightfall when everybody's overextended and out in the presence of zombies which also want to drink from their skulls. We've got this one lamp left. I think I'm going to place it there on the bottom. Headed back into this menu. I'm going to take my ladders and finish off that mine shaft right there. which I was sincerely hoping, yeah, there it is right there. So we'll have to do another one. What we'll do is we'll dig this out, we'll come down this way, and then we'll handle all of these goodies over here when we can get away with it. We might also think about placing some torches in all of these regions just to keep them lit up so that we don't have roughage everywhere that's getting in our way every 2 to 3 seconds. So I'll put one there, another one over there, another one over there. At which point I feel like everything is looking squared away to the extent that plant-like invasions shouldn't be a worry. We do have a couple spiders, we've got a cave boar going on down there. Whatever. Sounds something like what you might find in a lecture that's underground, but a cave boar, yeah, it's a joke, whatever. A bad joke, readily, but it's all I've got up my sleeve. It's what I've got at the moment, so I'm gonna fire away and just hope that it sticks. Ah, we've reached level 9, so we're gonna get ourselves a new dwarf, some free clay, and some free paint. A few oddities there. I'm gonna try and go slow on the wood in the next few episodes just to make sure that we always have something to bring back to the stockpile. I would like to keep our crafting continuing at a steady rate so that we can get down to the end and figure out where the level's gonna end. I suppose there's sort of a tech tree victory around here somewhere, but God, it goes on forever. Tesla Tower, huh? That sounds badass as hell. We could definitely use one of those. I don't know whereabouts we're gonna find the spell that allows us to leave because it looks as though mithril armor and magic collect. I don't know if that's something like black and white where I could pick up objects on my own. Seems kind of cool. The imp summon, and then also fireball. I definitely am a fan of firing fireballs at things or fireballing things. That is not a bun. That is, in fact, a cupboard. Mayhaps we should work down here. So let me look at grain for a moment. We can get that through a different menu. Once again, the problems with shifting the resolution in this game, it doesn't shift the size of the UI, which then makes your clicks slightly inaccurate. I explained that in a previous episode, but I figured I'd throw it out there one more time. Refined goods, well, we already have grain. I guess I must not have crafted any, so let's get in here and craft some, just to make sure that it gets done. There we are, and in the last couple minutes of the episode, I'm going to hit this tree really, really hard. All of these food crafting stalls and things. We've got a mill, which is going to require us a little bit of stone, which is fine. We've got plenty of that. We're going to need a nail, 3 bits of wood. Oh, and I've clicked again. I've errored. I really dislike that system. That system is a pain. That if you click but you don't drag, it sort of screws you there for a second. Drag those into place, we'll get the nails in, and then we'll also get our final plank, and there we are. We've got ourselves a mill, and what is that going to do for us? It can grind grains to make flour. That's going to be good because I'm a bread person. Me personally, in real life, I always hit the bread table first. If I'm at a potluck or any type of social gathering, I get down with the bread table. If there's no bread table, I'm not sure what to think about that gathering. We'll place it right there on this floor with the remainder of all of our other crafting goodies. I have been thinking about maybe expanding this out with the interest of keeping everything organized, but we'll do that in another episode. We've got a lot of sand here that we'd have to deal with, so I'd have to put in support structures, or I'd have to rebuild all of this over here, and at the moment I don't really feel like reconstructing any berms. Next in low, it looks like we've got flour going, which we can click on from there, which is a little off to the side of where I would normally click, but whatever. We'll turn all of that into flour, because that's probably going to allow us in the next little bit. Oh, we've got a millet. Okay, I always forget that there's going to be a little bit of a crafting time included in all of this. The other things that we could think about crafting are fish stew, because I know I saw that around here somewhere. There it is. Fish stew is going to require 2 coal, a couple of fish, but we've got a few of those. Unfortunately, we don't have our old friend Jesus around to conjure a few more for us, so we're just going to have to go from the ground up on those. We'll put that there, we'll put the coal there. A few more fish stew ready to go. I don't know how healthy the fish stew is, but obviously it needs to be cooked. So we'll allow them a little bit of time to do some of the crafty goodies, get them fishies in the pot and get them made. God, that is a slow going process. Then again, a watched pot never boils, to quote the old adage. Now then, what do we have remaining off on this side? Nothing, it looks like, except for a dwarf who's gotten himself caught up in the water. Disappointing to say the least, but hopefully in 30 seconds they'll be able to rectify their situation, bring themselves back home. I felt like talking like a robot for the moment. The situation has been rectified. I'm sure there's some effect I could throw on my voice through Audacity right now to make that sound more entertaining, but I think I'm going to break off the episode here. We've got a lot of crafting going on, which makes sense given that we are indeed trying to craft a world. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me at the Nerd Castle for another episode. I hope to see you tomorrow, and I'll see you there. Take care out there, everybody.